Alright, so in today's tutorial, we'll be breaking down this video of SunnyV2. It really caught my eye, so let's go. Alright, so we're going to open our image with Photoshop. So we'll open with Adobe Photoshop. Alright, now that it is open, all you have to do is go to the selection tool, then make a mask around the body. Then when you're done, go to right click, make layer via copy, then load selection. Alright. Go right click on the body, then go to layer via cut. Alright, now if I toggle off the eye on this, you can see that it's not on, so I'll turn it on again. Alright, now we have to make a mask around this poster that is beneath him. So when you're done, right click and go to layer via copy, then we'll right click again and go to load selection and hit OK. So go to our main layer, right click and go to delete and fill selection. Alright, so if I toggle off this, you see it like that. Alright, now this is perfect. I would have to delete one of these layers or this duplicate, so I'll choose this one, then hit delete to delete it. Alright, now that you are done, all we have to do is move these whole layers or composition to After Effects. So first I'll just hit Ctrl+S to save and go to OK, then move to After Effects. So create a new composition and make the name Wimpy. Alright, so all I have to do is import our Photoshop layer. So I'll go to import, then editable layer style, then hit OK. So I'll drag this composition to our timeline and make a background by hitting Ctrl+Y, change the color to white, then hit OK. So when I hit OK, I'll drag the background beneath our main composition. I will hit this lock so that I won't be moving the background. I'll align it to the center, then scale it by pressing S, of course. So just scale it to fit the comp. But something is off, so I don't know, like something's off. So right now all I have to do is double click into our main composition, then copy all the layers inside this composition. So to copy, just select all the layers, then hit Ctrl+C, then move to this composition and hit Ctrl+V. Then I'll drag this to the center of the composition. When you align, it's not going to work like this, it's going to become like this. So in order to prevent that, you just have to be a little bit smart. Then use this title or action save for a guideline, then make sure you align it to the center. So right now I want to scale it. So to scale it, we're going to pick each layer to the layer in front or beneath, let me say like that, and hit S on the last layer to scale. I'll click on the toggle switch or mode to make everything 3D layer, then go to right click, go to new, then go to our camera, hit OK. You can copy all the settings you see. And right now what we have to do, if I go to 2 view like this and I scale it back, it all goes together. So all we have to do is set the pick whip to none and remove it individually. You get it? Alright, so I'll just take our background back or anywhere that you want to. So I'll drag this in front. Now actually, I'm not going to even touch the body. All I have to do is just move the front. Right, I'll just move this front and that's it. Then maybe move this to the back, a little bit to the back. No, you guys, at this point I'm just confused, but just trust the process. Okay, so I went to Ctrl+Z. So right now you have to just move this, right? Then I'll click, won't touch the body, or I'll just leave it like this. Yeah, like this is okay. And I will make a little bit adjustment to this So I'll click on the camera, then move to the transform, click on the stopwatch of the point of interest and position. Then I'll move a couple frames in, then zoom in with these two to the to like zoom in into the image. So I'll go to one view and I'll just have to select all the keyframes that I did. Select all the keyframes, then hit right click, then go to time reverse keyframes. So it will be like this. Alright, but I'll have to move or shift the keyframe a little bit to the right, then hit apply with my flow, or you can hit F9 for easy ease if you want and just do some adjustments. Others value graph or speed graph is up to you, I don't care. Alright, so now that we're done, this is how it's going to be like. Alright, so I'll just open up my keyframes by dragging this to the right a little bit, and that's it. I would like to create a vignette on the image, so I will just click on the path lock or the lock and type CC vignette on your effects and presets and copy the values that I'm using. But mind you, these values I'm using is just for the meantime, so when we are done, we're going to adjust it perfectly at the end of the video, I guess. Alright, so this how it's going to look like. I think this one is okay, this one's looking nice, this one's looking perfect, this one's looking smooth. So right now we just have to go to our background, hit S for scale, then untoggle this link or this chain. Then I'll just move to a couple frames forward, then move this to the left, couple frames forward, then decrease the size of the width, so to make it like an ebook or a book cover or whatever. Then we will go to flow, then go to apply. You can press F9 to easy ease, so it's going to look like this. Yeah. Alright, so I'll make the image transparent, then go to effects and presets, then type drop shadow, then add a drop shadow to the image and copy the values that you see on your screen. Alright, now that we are done, we'll go to our project, then we'll create a new composition, then make the name new main. When you're done, you hit OK. I'll remove the transparency by clicking on this. I'll then apply our paper background to this timeline, then create a new, then we hit OK. So I'll make this a 3D layer, then I'll drag our main composition into this timeline. Then I will also have to make it a 3D, so after that I'll just have to drag it below the camera, then make it 3D. Okay, now that we're done, what we have to do next is to use the camera, go to the transform, then make a keyframe with the point of interest and position, and move a couple frames forward, and we use this to zoom out. So I'll select all the keyframes, then I'll shift it a little bit to the right. You can hit F9 to easy ease, or go to your flow, then apply. Okay, so alright, this is looking good. So I would have to make this to 2 views, so I'll click here, then go to 2 views. In that way I'll be able to make some changes with the background, that is the paper. So I'll click on this, then shift it to the right, so in the actual layer it's going to be back, or in the actual layer it's going to be moved backwards, let me say like that. So when you move it backwards, you can choose to scale it as much as you want. So it's going to be like this. Yeah, I don't know, to your eyes it looks normal, it looks the same, but trust me, it's not. I want you to watch carefully. I'll have to copy the keyframes at the right, so I'll just copy this keyframe, hit Ctrl C, then Ctrl V to paste. Then I'll move a couple frames backwards with that keyframe, then I'll move a couple frames forward, then I'll move the camera to this side. Yeah, we're using this too, so I'll move the camera to this side. Alright, then I'll switch the two to this, then I'll zoom out the camera like this. So it's going to be like this. Yeah, alright. Now you see that there's a cutout at the far left of the camera. We'll get back to it. So now we'll just adjust some of the keyframes, so we just have to shift this to the right a little bit, and we have to focus on scaling the paper by hitting S so that it covers the blackout of the composition. So I'll just scale it and go to view, and I can choose to zoom out, then shift the paper to the right. Right, then go back to one view. Now all we have to do is to make this smooth, so I just have to do a little adjustment to the keyframes, and to do that I just have to do some little adjustment to the keyframes so that it might be smooth. So I'll just be doing some shifting of keyframes in the timeline, then using this tool to make it better, like to view with the camera. So right now I'll have to select this keyframe and hit delete to delete the keyframe, then move the middle keyframe to the right to make it smooth. So it's going to be like this. Alright, I think this is good. Then I'll just make a little adjustment by shifting that keyframe to the left. At this point, what I have to do is focus on the timing of the keyframe so that it can match perfectly with the video, and I guess this is good. I'll go to the wimpy composition, hit S to scale, then make an adjustment with the keyframes by stretching out or moving the keyframe a little bit to the left. So on the last keyframe, I'll hit this to then shift or move the camera to the right so that the other images can fit on the composition. So it's going to be here. Then I guess we are good. So I will just have to go to my effects and presets and type drop shadow for this. Copy what you see on the screen now. Now what I have to do is import these images into our composition. So I'll select this and drag it to here, then hit S to scale it to reduce the size, then I'll align it to the center, then reduce the size again to let it match the same size of or the same image to the right. Okay, so I'll move it to the left, and now I'll just have to do the same thing to this one. No, 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 no. Why did you copy the same thing? Okay, so we just do the same thing for this different image. At this point, let me just fast forward because this is something that I should be able to do. And of course, if you want to line it using the arrow keys, you just press shift or just hold shift and use the mouse or the arrow keys to move it. But I think you should use the mouse to move it whilst holding shift. So I'll just drag this one to the timeline, hit S, then scale to increase it. So this okay. And now watch what I'm going to do from here. So I'm going to select all the images and make it a 3D layer. When I make it a 3D layer, it's going to be shifted to the right. So I have to shift it back to the left and do what I did by rearranging them again, then scale them again. That's too much work, so bear with me. Then after everything, when I start, the other images will interfere with our video, so we have to shift it outside or move it away from the video. So to do that, we have to create a null object. So we hold Ctrl Shift Alt Y to create the null object, then select all the layers and whip it to the null one. So after that, we just hit P for position and set a keyframe by clicking on the stopwatch, then moving to the left. So I'll move to the left, then I'll move it to the, yeah, you get it. So when I'm done, I can select all the keyframes and hit apply, or select all the keyframes and hit F9. So I go to apply, then it's going to be like this. But I don't want it to be like this because it's not smooth. See how it is when I play it? No, I don't want it like that. So I just have to make a little bit adjustment to that keyframe. So I shift it to the left, and I think this is okay. Then I just have to do something small to it. Something just a tiny bit. So I just hold this and move to the left, and okay, this is okay a little bit. Just watch what I'm doing. Here we get it. All right, so this is perfect. I want there to be a space for the images to breathe, so I'll just move to our last keyframe of the camera and use this to zoom out the camera like this, so there'll be more space. But when I do like that, you know that you must still rearrange the images that you see, but it doesn't matter. It will give us more room for the text and the other features like the numbers. Alright, so this is okay. So when I'm done, I just have to do the rearranging again. So I'll move here, that shift it to the left, then do the same for the rest. So I would like to create a stroke on top of the image, so I'll just hit the pen tool by clicking there, then Now it has become a mark, so you hold Ctrl and tap anywhere on the layer to take it back. So I'll change the font color to black, or the color of the stroke to black, and make a stroke around it like this. Then I'll just do something on top of the stroke. Go to the line cup and make it round cup. If you can't find it, just type it on the search bar at the top, like what you see. So I'll make a trim part of the top to come out like this. So make a keyframe by hitting the start, move a couple keyframes forward, then take it to 0, select all and hit F9 to easy ease. So now we have to do the same thing for the other one. So you just go to the second or the first shape, or shape 1, as you see here. Then we'll change the cup or the line cup to round cup. Then we'll make a trim part. So to make the trim part, we can copy the first one, and the first one is the shape 2 trim part to the shape 1 trim part. So just Ctrl C, Ctrl V. So it's going to be like this, but we don't want it like this. That's one thing about it. We want the trim part to come from both sides, or the strokes to come from both sides to meet the one at the middle. So in order to do that, we'll delete it here, of course. Then I'll just follow what I'm doing right now. Just follow, watch carefully and just follow what I'm doing. Do the same thing on our other shape. So since we did a copy and paste, we must delete the keyframe by hitting delete key. Then we'll set this back and set this one to back, so it is going to start from the down there, and we'll do the same thing that we did for the first one. So when we're done, you can select all the keyframes and hit F9, or go to your flow and hit apply. Alright, so it's going to be like this, but since you don't know the timing, the right timing, you just have to do this or increase the timeline, and I'll align the keyframes to the top, so it's going to start at the same time. So it's going to be like this. Alright, it's looking good. But so I can choose to stretch out the keyframes if it's looking too far. So I can just select the right keyframes, then shift it to the right, then hold this one and shift it to the right. In order to do the shifting of those keyframes, just hold Alt and use the mouse to shift it so it to become perfect. So I duplicated this at this part. I duplicated what was on the first side to the second side, but it's not nice. But wait, like, just relax, I'll get back to it later. So this is the font I'm using what you can see, or Callisto or something like that. That's what I'm using. Then I will select all this, hit Ctrl Shift K for a lowercase, then I will just align the anchor point to the center and bring this text to the center, or to the center of the 3 images. Right now I would like to duplicate this by hitting Ctrl D and moving it to the right to make or to change the name to new cast. Alright, so like this, new cast. So just select this, hit Ctrl Shift K to lowercase it, then lowercase it by hitting Ctrl Shift K. Right now it's too big, so I want to reduce the size. So I hit S, then reduce the size, or to reduce the scale of the text. Then align it perfectly on top of our first image, and we'll do the same thing for the left side. So hit S, then scale it to reduce it and align it perfectly. So now what we have to do now, delete the stroke on the left side because it's not looking good. I'll delete it, then create a new one with our pen tool. So I'll just do the same thing that I did for the first one with the trim part and all that work. So this is how it's going to look like. So now that we are done, what am I going to do again? The stroke comes out beneath the other stroke, so I just have to shift it to the top a little bit so that it becomes perfect. Yeah, so it's going to be like this. All right, now we have to do something again. So to do something, well, that's something we have to do is to make or add an effect to the text. So to do that, I'll select this, then go to fade out or fade upwards. Yes, sorry, fade upwards. Then do the same thing for the second one. So we go to effects increase, so you go to fade upwards. So it's going to start like this when we play it. Now I'll go to marine P composition to change the vignette of the background. So I'll just follow the values that I'm going to use so that it will become a little bit lighter. So this is what I'll use. This is perfect. Okay. So I just have to do one or two things, then it's going to look perfect. Now we have to create numbers for the images. So using Ctrl T, I'll type 1, then drag the layer to the top so that it will be beneath the image. So then I'll align it beneath the center of the image. So then I hit Ctrl D to duplicate and align it to the second one. So but first I would like to use the left bracket so that it won't show on the beginning or from the beginning. So this is how I'm going to do all the numbers. P for opacity, then make a keyframe from 0, hit the stopwatch, move a couple frames forward and change the value to 100. So select all the keyframes of the opacity, hit F9 to easy ease. We are done, I guess. I don't see what else I should change, or what else I should do, or what else I can do, or what not. I don't know. I guess it's okay. There's one thing I would like to do is to add the Chrome glitch blur to it. So I'll take it to my CapCut timeline, then go to the effect and type chromatic blur or Chrome blur. I don't know, but it's Chrome, CHROME. So I'll go to the effects. Yes, sorry. So I'll go to the effects, go to Chrome, then so I'll use this one. So I'll use the Chrome blur, then add it to it. So it's going to have this effect on it. So all I have to do is adjust the blur and the lateral chromatic aberration. So just copy what you see and okay, so this is how it's going to look when you're done. It's just fast for me. I don't know, that is me. You can do what is for you. I don't know. So after doing a little adjustment to it, just whatever suits your eyesight, just do it. This is just a breakdown. I'm not actually doing the editing. So this is how it's going to look like. So I'll just do something small today. Go to speed and make it low and make it a little bit slow. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Please make sure to subscribe for more images. Did I say images? For more videos like this and gems, and please comment down below what else you would like for me to break down, whether it's the documentary niche or true crime or what. But at the same time, please subscribe so that I can do more of this, so that I can be motivated to do this work for you guys. Thank you.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid 4 hired a whole different cast from the 3 original movies. The replacement they used